Hello and welcome to another healthy snacking recipe. Today we're going to be making some s'mores popcorn. You might not think of s'mores popcorn as a healthy alternative, but we are going to be forming them into smaller portions, and we're going to be using other ingredients that will make this healthier than if you bought something like this in the store. So what you're going to need is a microwave safe bowl. This one is specifically for popcorn. You can get them on Amazon, but really any microwave safe bowl, or you can do this over the stove as well. So I'm going to be using this, and it has a lid with it. You're gonna need 1.5 cups chocolate chips. These are sugar-free. So this is one substitution that I made to make this a little bit healthier for me. You can also use dark chocolate instead of milk chocolate, and you can also use a little bit less if you want. So this is 1.5 cups of sugar-free chocolate chips. You're gonna need just a few marshmallows. I use the miniature ones just because they're gonna coat better. We're gonna make our own popcorn, so again, it's gonna be better than just buying store-bought popcorn. We're not gonna have as many additives. We can monitor the salt and the butter intake. And then we're gonna need some sort of fat. So I'm going to use this butter substitute. You can use vegetable shortening, you can use vegan butter, whatever fat substance you use. And again, any substitution you can make instead of butter is going to be just a little bit better, a little bit healthier. So we're going to start by putting 3 tablespoons of popcorn in our bowl. This should yield about 6 cups of popped popcorn. That's what we need for this recipe, is 6 cups of popcorn. And then we're gonna put the popcorn to the side just for now, because we're going to melt the chocolate chips and your butter. So we're going to need 2 teaspoons of butter, and I'm just going to put them right in with the chocolate chips. So I have the butter in with the chocolate. I'm just gonna like spread it around a little. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna microwave this for 30 seconds at a time until it's completely melted and incorporated. So I'm gonna put it in the microwave for 30 seconds, then take it out and stir it. Put it back in for another 30 seconds and stir it. Keep going until it's all melted. Be very careful because the bowl might be hot, and I'm using just this spatula instead of a spoon just because it's what I had. So here it is after just 30 seconds. You see like pretty much all that's melted is the butter and some of the chocolate around the butter. But the hot melted chocolate is gonna aid in melting the rest of the chocolate. So just gonna stir it a little, put it back in for another 30 seconds. Okay, so here it is after another 30 seconds. It is definitely melting, but not completely melted. I also can see that it's getting a bit dry, so I might add some more butter just to make sure it doesn't get completely dry. So I'm gonna add in another teaspoon of butter, put it back in the microwave. So the chocolate is melted. I'm just gonna stir it to make it an easy, even consistency. So in the meantime, we're gonna put our popcorn in the microwave. I'm going to put it in for 5 minutes, and then when I can count 1 to 2 seconds between pops, that's when I'm gonna take it out. Okay, so that took about 2.5 minutes. And another great thing about making your own popcorn at home is I didn't need any oil to make this. So that cuts out some extra fat, calories, and unneeded items. All right, so the next step is I transferred the chocolate into my mixer just to really get the lumps out while I'm doing everything else. And then I added a 1/2 cup of the marshmallows into that same bowl with the chocolate, and I'm gonna microwave this for 30 seconds. I probably didn't even need to do that much. So the next step is to kind of mix the chocolate and the marshmallows together in a separate bowl. And you can see like the mixture for the chocolate chips is really smooth. Put that there. And we have a lot of things over here, so let's just make some space. Just going to add in the marshmallows. And I'm not gonna mix them together. What I'm gonna do is just kind of like swirl it around. So I don't want to completely mix it. I want it to just kind of be marshmallow and chocolate throughout. And let's see, that's pretty good. Perfect. Okay, so then we're gonna crunch or crush the popcorn next. So let me make some more space. And let me show you how I'm gonna do that. I'm going to take the popcorn, pour it into a large bowl. And it looks like there's no extra kernels left, so that's very impressive. Then I'm just going to take a meat tenderizer, or a masher, I mean. And I'm just going to crunch it. I'll come back when it's the right consistency. Another tip is you can also just use your hands. And this works out really well. You just want to make sure you wash your hands before you do this. We're looking for small pieces of popcorn. Like this. Okay, so it looks pretty good. We still have some like big pieces. That's okay. It doesn't all have to be small. Just get those last few big pieces. And then now we're going to get a spatula and pour the chocolate onto the popcorn. And I added a few more whole marshmallows. So in case it doesn't, if the marshmallow that we heated gets mixed in really well with the chocolate, at least we'll still have some larger pieces of marshmallow to give that s'mores flavor. And now we're just going to mix it. I'm just going to do that by stirring and folding and spreading. And again, it might be easier to use my hands, so I might get in there and do that. Full disclosure, I've never made this before, but I did make something similar when I was little, so it's bringing back a lot of nostalgia, but should be delicious. All right, I'll come back when it's all mixed. All right, we are fully mixed. It was a lot easier to use my hands, so I just really got in there, mashed it together, and now I have parchment paper on a baking sheet. We're not going to be baking. It's just going to keep it from sticking together or sticking to something when they cool off and dry. So we're going to take our spoon and we're going to just put mounds of it on the parchment paper like so. We're gonna make like little popcorn balls or whatever shape they wind up being. Some will have a lot more chocolate than others. Some will have more marshmallow, but should all be good. All right, so I'll come back when this is all spread out. All right. So here they are. I'm just gonna let them sit and harden up just a little. Probably maybe like 10 minutes. And I mean, you could eat them now if you want. They're just going to kind of harden up and become like more of a solidified snack. But I made 24 servings. There's 22 here because people came in and already stole some. But they are really good. It's got the popcorn, the chocolate, and the marshmallow. It's gonna be a lot lower in fat and calories and sugar than s'mores snacks that you would buy in the store. Pretty easy to make and makes enough to share. So enjoy. Thank you for watching, and if you make these, I would love to see your pictures. I hope you have a fantastic weekend.